And still ahead, we'll tell you how one local nonprofit is giving low-income residents hope, flying them where they need to be. That's coming up.
Plus, a veteran who served in Japan during World War II meets a young Japanese student in West Michigan today. We'll tell you more about this touching story coming up next. We're learning more about what may have caused a deadly fire in Muskegon Township that killed 2 and left another person in the hospital. The fire started around 2:30 in the morning in the basement of a home on Riegler Road. Tonight, officials say that the fire appears to have been an accident. They found some fried electronics which may have been involved. The family, a mother, father, and 36-year-old son were all inside that house when the fire started. The father got out, but the mom and the son did not. We are told that the son may have been handicapped.
You have to just see this, a touching moment today when a World War II veteran met with a Japanese exchange student. Yuki Minami wrote a letter to Duane Beukema asking for a meeting to learn about his involvement in World War II. Well, the two finally met this morning at the West Michigan Aviation Academy. Beukema was inspired by a recent honor flight that flew vets from Grand Rapids to Washington, D.C., and Yuki was just inspired.
I wanted to know the both sides story of the war, because in Japan we don't teach much about our invasion.
I must have got about 20 letters on the plane, and I think one of the last ones I opened was his, and I was quite surprised. I really was. I was really happy about it because I would like a chance to talk to him.
Oh, how awesome is that? They both say they hope the friendship will continue to grow.
Well, the rain is coming down out there in parts of West Michigan. Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Bill Steffen is in next with a look at how long it'll last.
We were moved up to Kobe, and then when we had time off, we went to Osaka and mostly Kyoto.
Oh,
Kyoto is beautiful.
yeah, Kyoto is beautiful, but Osaka is like, yeah, too many buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised when I was there. Osaka actually had subways, which is unbelievable to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, we didn't think, after seeing some of the other cities, we didn't think that anything was very modern. And then to come to a city with a big super highway right in the middle, and subways, and big tall buildings, and it was really something.
Yeah, for me it was really surprising we don't have any trains here.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get right to get school, okay?
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, I loved it there. It's a beautiful country.
Oh, thank you.
Because I want to keep in touch with you. This is my business card.
Wow.
And that's my email address.
Okay.
My cell phone. I like to keep in touch with you. Are you going back to Japan?
Yes, I have to.
You have to?
Yeah.
That's too bad. We'd like to keep you here.
Yeah, you should talk to government people.
Okay. So what are you going to do back in Japan?
I have to go back to high school.
High school?
Yes.
Oh really? I thought you were all done. It was beautiful.
Oh.
So.
Nice and close.
Yeah.
So. These are pictures of the camp that I was in Kyushu, but it was called Enora.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a train stop by Sasebo, right?
Maybe.
It's not very big.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but.
These are all people that were in service with me. Indiana, Louisiana, Tennessee, Ohio, Georgia, Washington, D.C. And this is me. And here, looking a little different.
Yeah, still you're really handsome.
So how old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay, I was 18. This is where we slept.
It's supposed to be Kyoto.
Yeah, see? Sightseeing map of Kyoto. And these are all Kyoto. You may recognize some of these. It's got 1,000 hand-carved wood figures around the outside. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
Have you?
I think I know where it is.
And then inside is a rope. And this rope is probably that big around. And it's woven out of human hair, denoted by women. And they use that to raise the big wooden beams up to build the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There it is right there. The hair rope. And I have to tell you, I don't remember what all these pictures are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I used to remember a little Japanese, but
Oh, really?
now I'm down to Scotia.
Yeah.
This is what really surprises you, because parts of buildings were left and other buildings were gone.
Wow.
Yeah. I've also got some pictures of Nagasaki.
Yuki, they have a gift for you. They brought over a gift, kind of like a graduation gift for you.
Yeah, this is for graduation.
Thank you. Can I open it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure, yeah, folks.
Full of paper outside.
There's a card.
There's a card in there too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So much. I don't know if I can open it. Nice to you.
Well, you can write me anytime. My
Oh.
address is on the card,
Okay, yeah.
and I would like to hear from you. And if you come back, you gotta come and see us,
Yeah.
okay?
I hope yeah. I'm gonna come back soon.
Yeah, I hope you do too. I realize it's difficult,
Yeah, but
kind of expensive.
no, not really.
Not really? Okay.
It's just yeah. After work, like a
Yeah.
month and
Yeah, okay.
Say a spell.
Spell, yeah.
Y-U-K-I and M-I-N-A-M-I.
How do you pronounce that last name?
Minami.
Minami.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Try not to move. That's the big thing. All right. Yuki, you wrote a letter.
Mm-hmm.
What was the purpose of that letter?
That's a really good question. The purpose was
It's okay.
to know what exactly happened at the time in the war, because I just got birth in just like 17 years ago, and it happened. It actually happened like 70 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So if I can talk to some people who really moved to in the war, it might be really good to know as an exchange student from Japan.
How was this meeting? What did you like it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really surprising for me, but to see the pictures which actually took in Japan just after war, and like the picture I saw in textbook over there or here. Yeah, that was really nice.
A different meaning, possibly. take home with you from all of this? But I mean, are you going to? Are you happy that all of this happened?
Yes, of course it is. Yeah, one of the reasons why I came here in America for this exchange year is because I wanted to know the both sides story of the war, because in Japan we don't teach much about our invasion to in the war, and also we don't even talk about Pearl Harbor a lot, just like one page of textbook. So it is a really good time to have a conversation with him.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
View from here.
Yeah, it really is, and it's building's on an angle, so it's slightly you're kind of slightly off.
Yeah.
Those are the hangars we.
I've been told that I'm slightly off center.
Well, I believe I'm getting that.
You know what though? If it wasn't for the people that are unusual in life, it wouldn't be interesting.
It wouldn't be life.
So I try to be different.
There you go. Duke, if you want to go by Duke on camera, never.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep you as Duke. How do you say your last name?
Beukema.
And let's spell it, please.
Beukema.
Okay. And did you grow up here in Grand Rapids?
Yes.
Okay. You went into the service.
Yeah.
It was near the end of the war. You didn't really know it necessarily, but you kind of got the feel that I think Europe was probably done by the time.
Europe was done.
Yeah, by the time you got in, and probably starting to think what's going to go on in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, my best friend was going to be drafted.
Okay.
And we knew that we got better treatment and better benefits if we enlisted, so we went in together.
Yeah. What did you go into? Which part of the military did you go into?
Army.
You went into the Army?
Yeah, went to Fort Custer,
Right.
and then Fort Sheridan in Illinois, and then to Fort Knox.
So you go to Fort Knox. You guys are training for
Field artillery.
Yeah. Yeah. But then what happens?
Well, he went on. I got sick.
Okay.
I've always had a problem with bronchitis, so I got bronchitis. So I went to the hospital, so I got knocked out of that. But the interesting thing is we came home together. After he graduated, I caught up, and then we came home on furlough. Then we took the train to San Francisco. And I was one of the fortunate ones. Every place I went, they lost my records. So actually, this may sound awful crazy to a lot of people, but after being in California for about 3 weeks, I found the guy that made the shipping orders and paid him to put my name on the list so I could go to Japan.
Why? Well,
my best friend was there.
Yeah.
And I had hoped to go to where he was. But we were in Yokohama, that's where you came in, and they lost my records again. So finally we got shipped out, and the camp that he was in had an epidemic of scarlet fever.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't send us there. They sent us to a camp in Kyushu, which also had scarlet fever. It's the Army, it don't have to make sense. So then I became an infantryman.
Okay.
And went through 6 months of basic infantry training. And like I told somebody, I said, we graduated on Saturday, and then on Monday we did it again. And then we did it for a couple weeks, and then we got moved.
What were you thinking at that point?
Well, you don't get much chance to think when you're in the Army. Especially for a private. You're told what you have to do all the time. No, they told us that we were being moved up to Kobe because Japan was only a few miles from Korea, and Korean communists were trying to change Japan to communistic. And they would demonstrate, and a lot of times they got really quite rowdy. So we were pulled up there to break up riots. And that's what we did. So
during this time, though, you got a chance to see a lot of the devastation.
Oh, well, when I came into Tokyo and Yokohama, it was probably very flat because Tokyo and Yokohama were primarily wood buildings, and we dropped incendiaries on them. So the whole city was really gone. And then we took the train down to Kyushu, and all along the tracks were the industrial group and burned out factories. So, yeah, we saw what was left, and there wasn't much.
Yeah. I mean, devastation.
Yeah.
Really well.
Heavily devastated.
At the same time, then, you get a chance to see Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Yeah, I went to Nagasaki first. That's on the southern island of Kyushu. And then when we moved up to Kobe, then we went to Hiroshima. And it's an awe-inspiring thing. You cannot imagine that anything could be that devastated, you know. So.
And yet you had said you were there about a year.
I said scientists said nothing would grow for 20 years, and yet when I was there were little green plants coming up. Yeah. So as I've said before, this proves to me that man is not powerful enough to destroy God's creation.
How were the people?
You know, I expected them to be maybe a little bit angry with us, maybe not like us, but every place we went, if they could speak English at all, they wanted to know all about us. Wanted to know where we lived, what we did, what our family was. Very friendly. A lot of us were actually invited to their homes for supper. They were no animosity at all. In fact, even some of the men that I knew had been in service were not mad at us. Right. So it was quite an experience. And I believe that the U.S. and Japan now have an extremely good relationship, one of the best in the world, which is amazing.
I know you like to, everyone keeps saying you like to downplay your role.
Yeah.
Do you think you helped to shape that?
I think in a sense, all of us, and most of the GIs were the same, in a sense we were like ambassadors and trying to make friends with them. And you felt really sorry for them because everybody you talked to lost a member of their family, they lost their homes. And while I was there, we took in a little 12-year-old boy that had lost his entire family in Nagasaki, and he had radiation burns. And we, I didn't ever understood this, but the Japanese are really crazy about baseball. So we bought this little kid a baseball outfit and played ball with him. Yeah. So, no, they were very friendly. You have terrible feelings, you know, for them because they lost so much.
Yeah. And you were there to kind of help rebuild.
Yeah. Well, that's a funny thing about America is that after the war, then we go back and we try to rebuild it, which I think is the right thing to do. And war is terrible, no question about it. And Japanese people suffered a lot and lost a lot. So, no, it was an experience that I'm glad I had. Wouldn't exchange it for anything.
And then you do this honor flight.
Yeah, and then I did this honor flight. No, I kind of downplayed mine because I was not actually in combat. We had some pretty rough times with the riots, but other than that, no.
So you do this honor flight, and you read this letter.
Yeah, And I must have got about 20 letters on the plane, and I think one of the last ones I opened was his, and I was quite surprised. I really was. I was really happy about it because I would like a chance to talk to him and tell him what I know. So, yeah, great experience.
Is there anything you want to add?
Well, I'm glad this all happened. I guess I'm glad to meet him. I hope we continue our friendship. I'd like to thank everybody that organized that honor flight. It was incredible. When we got to Washington, we had three policemen, 2 cruisers, and a motorcycle cop. And the way we were treated, I thought we must have been at least ambassador level. We had the right of way, except for the president. Yeah, except for the president. Yeah. So it was Arlington Cemetery. We saw that, and I think everybody should see it. It's hard to realize that we lost that many people. And I'm fortunate because my oldest son was in France, and he took us to Normandy, and we saw the grave there. And it's just almost unbelievable that so many people lost their lives, which I guess kind of means war doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it happens. Yeah.
Good. I'm good if you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you. So, yeah. That's funny. I actually started out in computer engineering
Oh, did you?
at Michigan State.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I know.
I see you got green and white here.
Oh, yeah. Right. I was accepted at Michigan and Michigan State.
You can read about it. So you can look through this book.
Yeah, it's really,
you know, all the beautiful
really neat.
temples. In fact,
All through
why don't you look up your region?
high school and even college.
What is the name of your city?
Did not like history at all.
You know,
And
I
then-
didn't either.
And then, oh gosh, I don't know, probably 5, 6 years out of college, I got bit by the
How is it spelled?
reenacting bug.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
all those reenactors.
Yeah.
But instead of like Revolutionary War, Civil War, I was all about the War of 1812 for some reason,
Yeah.
and just fascinated by it.
I didn't have much to do with history until my
Until you
middle.
became it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My middle son was going to.
No.
You like the snow? No, you can
Not
say
too
no.
much. Not too much.
Not too
Not
much.
much. Because of the snow up north, though, we had snow. Because I was there in the wintertime, just before Christmas.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, they were put away for a
Yeah.
long
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
It's almost like in the U.S. So you have
Not like that?
it's one with 1,000
Yeah.
statues.
It's a building.
70 years ago, this temple was out in the boondocks.
Right.
Now it's enveloped
Oh,
in the city.
Now it's we got Australians, Canada,
Yeah.
England, U.S.
So did you, like, you have to go back and then finish up? like,
Thank you.
a
I'm gonna.
Till March.
So I'm glad I did.
So your job is not much different than the Army. They tell you where to go.